You know, there are some stories that shake a whole country, and this one right here has been on everyone's lips. It's about the United States military and some serious talk about possible airstrikes in Nigeria. Yes, you heard that right. Many people were shocked when reports came out that the US military, following an order from former President Donald Trump, has drawn up plans to possibly launch air operations in Nigeria, all in the name of fighting terrorist groups that have been attacking innocent people. Now, before we even go deep, my people, please make sure you like this video and subscribe right now, because this one will be long, full of gist, and you don't want to miss any part of it. So, what really happened? According to the reports flying around, President Trump made a strong statement saying that the United States would not sit down quietly while Christians in Nigeria are being attacked. He said, if the Nigerian government cannot deal with those who are behind the killings, then America will take action. After that, military sources began confirming that, yes, there were some meetings in Washington and plans were drawn up. Different levels of military responses. Some call them light, medium, and heavy. That means there are different degrees of what could happen. Maybe intelligence support, maybe drone strikes, or even full-scale airstrikes, depending on what's approved. Now, this news has created a lot of tension. People are talking everywhere, on TV, on social media, even in churches and mosques. Some are saying, maybe this will finally stop the terrorists. Others are saying, no, this will only bring more trouble. But let's take it slowly and understand what's going on. Please, if you're still watching, don't forget to like the video right now and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. The first thing we need to understand is this. When the US president gives a directive like that, the military has to prepare options. It doesn't mean they will definitely attack. It means they are planning in case they are told to move. So, the US Africa Command, the one that handles military operations across African countries, has now written out those possible plans. They submitted them to the Pentagon, that's the headquarters of the US Department of Defense, for review, and you know how politics works. Some people are saying Trump is doing this to look strong on global security, to show his supporters that he's tough on terrorism. Others believe he's reacting to reports of violence against Christians in the northern parts of Nigeria. Either way, it's a serious issue. Now, let's talk about what this means for Nigeria. The Nigerian government has already responded, saying they don't agree with that kind of talk. They said Nigeria is a sovereign country, that no foreign nation has the right to enter its airspace and start bombing, no matter the reason. Nigerian officials also said that they are already doing everything they can to fight terrorism, and they would prefer cooperation, like intelligence sharing or training, not direct military attacks from another country. But let's be honest, if we're really talking about peace and safety, things have been tough in some parts of Nigeria. There have been constant attacks from extremist groups, kidnappings, and violence that have lasted for years. Thousands of lives have been lost, and communities have been displaced. People are tired and scared. So when a big nation like America starts talking about taking action, it catches everyone's attention. Now, some Nigerians are saying maybe foreign help will finally bring peace. But others say, no, this is dangerous. It could lead to something worse. And that's true, because military strikes, even if they target bad guys, sometimes affect innocent people. Civilians might get hurt, villages might be destroyed, and more problems could start. So it's a very delicate situation. Please, my people, if you're following the gist so far, just take a second to click that like button and subscribe. We're going deeper into this story now. So, what would a US airstrike look like if it ever happens? From what we know, it would probably be a series of targeted attacks on known terrorist hideouts, maybe in the northeast region or other identified zones. These strikes could involve drones or fighter jets. But to do that, they would need intelligence, real-time information about where these groups are hiding. That's why it's possible that before any real action happens, the US would try to work with Nigerian intelligence, maybe even secretly, to confirm their targets. But again, that's assuming Nigeria agrees, because without official permission, such actions could be seen as an invasion. And that's something that could cause a diplomatic crisis between both countries. Now, let's think about what this means for everyday Nigerians like you and me. If something like this goes wrong, it could affect the economy, it could scare investors, and it could create panic. Already, you know how people react when they hear words like airstrike or war. Markets can change overnight. Prices go up, people get nervous. So even just the rumor of such plans is enough to cause tension. And this is where leadership really matters. Nigeria needs to communicate clearly, both to its citizens and to the world, that it's in control. At the same time, the government needs to show real progress in protecting its people. Because if the world sees that innocent people are being killed and nothing is being done, it opens the door for outsiders to step in. My people, this is the kind of story that reminds us how connected everything is. Politics, religion, security, diplomacy, all mixed together. And when those things mix up, the result can be unpredictable. Now let's talk about how people outside Nigeria are reacting. Internationally, there are mixed feelings. Some Christian groups in the US and Europe are praising the president for standing up. They say he's finally taking a bold step to protect persecuted people. But others, including human rights organizations, are warning that military action is not the way. They say what's needed is dialogue, peacekeeping, and development, not more weapons. It's also interesting to see how African leaders are reacting. Some are quiet, maybe watching to see what happens first. Others have spoken, saying that if a precedent like this starts, where a foreign power can bomb another African country without agreement, it could open doors for future problems across the continent. Now imagine this scenario. If the US really goes ahead with airstrikes, even just one, it could shift alliances. Some countries might side with Nigeria, others might support the US. That could even affect trade, aid, and security partnerships. So this isn't just about bombs, it's about politics, power, and pride. Please, if you're still with me, like this video and subscribe right now. It really helps the channel and it keeps you updated with more balanced, truthful gist like this one. Now let's look at Trump's angle again. He's known for bold statements and fast decisions. Some people call him unpredictable, others say he's just direct. But one thing is clear, is that whenever he speaks about security, things move quickly. And this situation seems to be going in that same pattern. The big question is, will he actually approve the strikes, or will this just remain a plan on paper? Remember, having a plan doesn't mean they will use it. The US military always prepares several options whenever a president gives an order. So, until we see any official confirmation of operations, it's still just preparation. But preparation alone is enough to make the world watch. Because when America plans something, it rarely goes unnoticed. Everyone starts calculating. What's the next step? What will this mean? How will it affect peace in West Africa?